Hey friends, welcome back to Cleaning Therapy and welcome to week 2 of our cleaning challenge. We are on closets this week and we're going to be decluttering and deep cleaning the closets in our home. And this is going to be 2 parts this video. So here is part 1 and I'm starting here in my son Alex's closet. Alex is our youngest, he's 2 years old and his closet is kind of the biggest disaster right now because we just recently moved him to a toddler bed from a crib. So we currently have kind of put everything in his closet so that we can lock it and he can start training to sleep at night without playing with all the toys. We just didn't want that to be too much of a temptation for him. So today was the day that I needed to pull all of that out. It's been a couple of weeks since he's been in his bed and I just want to make sure that I develop a really good system moving forward. So here's just a nice shot of everything that I pulled out of the closet. It's a lot of stuff, but I guarantee you not everything will be going back in there because we're going to be doing some serious decluttering. But before I can do any decluttering, I need to come in here and deep clean. And for that, I just have a washcloth with some hot soapy water. I have some Dawn dish soap that I've put on the washcloth, and I'm just going to wipe everything down that I can in the closet. So looking at my checklist here, the first thing that's already checked off is to remove everything from the closets. The next thing is to check the ceiling corners for cobwebs and then to clean the shelving and the drawers. Next is to clean the baseboards and the floor, and then we move on to decluttering. So I didn't see any cobwebs in here, thankfully. I have seen them other places in my home, but I'm moving on to cleaning the shelving, cleaning the baseboards, and I'll clean the floors as well. For these crayon marks inside the wall, I'm going to go ahead and use a magic eraser, and that does work really well for most types of crayon or marker or even pen. It'll come right out with the magic eraser. So I love to have these on hand. They're very, very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this wall right here. And if there's any other marks on your wall while you're doing your challenge that you see, go ahead and tackle those right now because it's one of those things that we see all year round and it kind of bothers us, but if we don't take the time, once or twice a year to just go through and take care of those marks on the wall, usually they'll just kind of stay around and drive us crazy forever. So I like to take a couple times a year just to kind of get any little marks that I see on the walls. Even if it's like a place that needs a touch-up painting, I like to do that a couple times a year, and that way it just kind of gets it off of my mind. Now that I was able to get a couple of things checked off of my list, I had to take a little pause because it was time for Alex to go down for his nap, and so he needed his room to go down and take a nice good nap. And so I actually pulled everything out and brought it into my dining room in front of the fireplace, and that is going to be my decluttering zone while he naps. So I plan on just getting everything decluttered while he's napping, and then when he wakes up I can go back in his room and put everything away.
Just 'cause the thought of being vulnerable made me feel less than I am.
While I'm decluttering, I'd love to take an opportunity to introduce myself if you're new. My name is Jenny and I'm a mom of 3 here in southern Louisiana, and I'm married to Tony. And I love to do cleaning motivation on my channel. Cleaning motivation, decluttering, organizing, decorating, home projects, anything that will help you create a clean and calm space for yourself and for your family. That is my passion here on YouTube. I'm here to help motivate you, to inspire you, hopefully that we can just clean together, that we can do this together, and that you would have that space that you want, the space that makes you happy, relaxed, comfortable, and enjoying your home. And I truly believe that having a clean and calm space is actually really good for our mental health and well-being. And I've seen it in my own life over and over the past few years that I've dedicated myself to creating a clean and calm home. And so it's just very much a passion of mine. I'd have to start a whole nother YouTube channel just to talk about all the ways it's helped me. But for now, I just like to clean along with you and offer support and encouragement and inspiration however I can. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd love it if you would subscribe and join my YouTube family because I would love to see you on the next video. And if you're interested in joining the Clean Your Way to Calm Challenge, it is absolutely not too late. Just go ahead and visit my description box, and there's a link down there and it says join the challenge. Click on that link and then you'll be automatically sent a free printable cleaning checklist. And it's gonna have everything you need and in the order that you need to clean it, and we can clean our way to calm together. And these videos will be up pretty much forever, so you can always refer back to them, and you can complete the challenge anytime that is convenient for you. So here in this basket, we have Alex's train stuff for his Thomas the Train table, and we have a track set, and as you can see, I'm putting it away in a Ziploc bag because I just feel like it's a lot of pieces that he's really not old enough to kind of keep the track together and to play with it the way it was designed for. So I'm just gonna put those away at the top of his closet for when he's a little bit older. Maybe when he turns 3, we can try to build the track. But right now he really just likes to play with the trains. And then here is just a little toy basket that we actually keep in his room that just has stuffed animals, and that's really okay for him to play with during the night or like as he's trying to fall asleep. This is a cute little space tent that we have for him, and I'm just rolling it back up and putting it in the bag. Once I've got everything that I know I'm keeping in the closet, it's going against this window, and that is just telling my mind that it's already been dealt with. I don't have to be overwhelmed or confused about where I'm at in this process. The ones by the window are done and they're ready to go back in the closet. Here you see me going through in these dark gray bins. This is more like sentimental items. So this is baby clothes, baby memorabilia. You can see why I saved this for last, because this is the hard stuff, okay? It's pretty easy to declutter old and broken toys that nobody plays with, but it is pretty hard to declutter and sort through the baby items. At least for me it is. So you can tell I'm taking longer to do this part. I'm struggling a little bit more. I'm a little more indecisive, but I'm just trying to push through and do the very best that I can. I can always declutter some more later, but I'm just trying to at least get myself to donate a few items so that somebody else can use them and they're not just sitting up at the top of his closet. So I'm forcing myself to do that, but I'm not forcing myself to get rid of it all. I'm just saying, try to make at least one little bin that you can donate so somebody else can enjoy these clothes. And I was really proud of myself for doing that. It's a good feeling, and I still kept plenty of things that are gonna go back up in his closet.
I thought it would be so hard. I grew up without a scar, just living my life with no big worries. And I've always known what I want, just didn't know what came along. Finding myself a much less happy. Back in the days I used to dream about one day a life so amazing, not everyone judging me. Don't wanna care about them, though it hurts so bad. I wanna stay wide open.
Friends, please let me know in the comments how you're doing in your Clean Your Way to Calm challenge. How is it going? How has the checklist been treating you? What modifications have you needed to make? Because we all have different homes and different situations, and the checklist might have had more things than you really need to do, or it could have had some things left off that you needed to add. So I'm curious, let me know how you were able to modify your checklist and also how it has been feeling, because like we said, the mental health is a really important factor. And so how has it been feeling to clean your way to calm, to declutter, to organize, and just to, get everything looking and feeling completely different? How does that feel in your mind? How does that feel in your nervous system? It feels really good to me, and I just want to know if you guys are enjoying it as well, so let me know. I would also love for you to tag me on Instagram with your clean and calm spaces, and you can do that at _cleaningtherapy. You can go ahead and follow me over there if you're not already. I also have a personal account at Jenny Teel, and I'd love to get to know you a little bit better over there as well. And feel free to private message me over there. I love getting DMs from you guys and getting to know you better, and I love it when you say hi to me, so please come find me over there too.
It just gives them the right. I wanna stay wide open. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Now I'm just getting everything nicely back into the closet. His clothes are nice and decluttered, although he still has more clothes than me, I'll have to admit. But I have some of his personal items at the top, the baby memorabilia, and then on the other side I have things that he can grow into and things that are waiting for him for next year. And then I had that little toy cubby that you saw in there, and we're gonna still keep the main toys like that, the ones with tons of pieces, in his closet so that he's not trying to play with them at night when he's supposed to be sleeping. We're gonna leave his books out in his room, as you can see right under this window, and we're also gonna keep that little bin that you saw with the stuffed animals. So he'll be able to wind down at night with his books and his little stuffed animals, but the rest of his toys are gonna be in his closet with a little child lock on it so that he wouldn't get too distracted. But we can go ahead and bring all those out every day during the day and play with them. And this is how his closet turned out, so I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad that I finally got around to giving this closet a little TLC.
Oh, oh, oh. I wanna stay wide open.
And now that Alex's closet is finished, I'm moving on to my closet. And the before shot of my closet might have you fooled that this one's not so bad and it's already done. But even though it's not quite as bad as Alex's was, it still needs a lot of work. There's a lot of decluttering that needs to be done in here, and most of all, it just needs a really good deep clean. So I had redone this closet last year. I believe I did make a video on it when I first decluttered and organized my closet. So it does look pretty similar to how it came out in that video, but I wanted to take a step further this time, and I wanted to do a little more decluttering and be a little more intentional about that, because I really don't wear a lot of these clothes. So I'm pulling everything out, just kind of following my checklist. I also wanted to move a few things around by my vanity area. I had just recently created a vision board, and I wanted to put my vision board in my closet so that I could look at it every day when I'm getting ready. So those are my goals for this closet, and I'm gonna get to work. And I always work my way from top to bottom when I'm cleaning, so that's how I've structured the checklist. Everything is in order from cleaning from top to bottom. And I'm using the exact same method I did on his closet, just using the washcloth with the warm water and the Dawn dish liquid, because I just feel like that's a really good degreaser. It breaks up dirt and stuck on things that may have been on there for months, who knows. So sometimes with the humidity down here in the south, I feel like it makes the dust almost like stick to things, and so I really like to go in there with just a hot soapy rag and just kind of wash it all off.
How it goes, and right now I feel it in my bones that I gotta go on my own. I got concrete walls, got concrete walls. Hold me tight, don't let go, but I don't think I'm ready for love. No, I'm trying to let go, but I don't think I'm ready for.
And I just like to Cinderella style my floors. I know that probably looks crazy, but I just like to do that because my eyes are close to the floor and I can see exactly what I'm cleaning and make sure that it's really and truly clean. When I mop, I am so far away from the floor. The older I get, the worse my eyesight gets, and I really don't even know if it's clean. So this way I know exactly that the floors are clean.
But I need you, need you.
And this shoe rack was so dusty, so I was so glad that I finally got a chance to clean it. I'm really surprised that I hadn't noticed just how dusty it had gotten, but I really like this shoe rack. It holds a lot of shoes and it works really well. And I think I might actually get a couple of more of these for our other closets, because I think like my older children might like this as well. But it's something I think I had picked up last year. So after decluttering my shoes, I'm just gonna place them back on this shoe rack.
I was trying hard to get by, taking day by day. But baby, then you came along. I know I never felt that strong. Nothing's gonna hold us down. Yeah, we are taking off the ground now. Stay with me.
So I'm just going to go ahead and put these boots back, and I have some purses and bags that go up here as well now that this shelf is clean. And while I'm doing that, I would love to find out from you guys, what do you think your number one obstacle is in getting tasks like this done? Do you feel like it's just overwhelming to even think about, or do you feel like it's just something you don't have the energy for or the time for? Let me know in the comments what is your number one obstacle for getting some deep cleaning done, decluttering, organizing, and just kind of projects like this. For me, I would say that it's probably more tied to the overwhelm of it all. Sometimes I feel like just the thought of, going through everything is kind of overwhelming, and I really don't want to do it. So sometimes the hardest thing is starting, and then once I get started, it's really not so bad. You get a little bit of momentum, you build a little bit of motivation. After I did Alex's closet, I was more motivated to do mine because it felt so good to do his, and I knew that I wanted to have that good feeling in my closet as well. So sometimes we just have to kind of trick ourselves, put on some good music, think some good thoughts, and get to work. So here is kind of the disaster that I'm creating on my bed, trying to declutter my clothing. And it always gets worse before it gets better. But trust me, in a little bit, it will get better. And here on my vanity, it's just going to be more decluttering, and I'm going to clean it out. I'm going to go through everything that's in the little cabinet and the drawers. It's not too bad because I'll admit I don't have a ton of beauty products or makeup. That's really not the thing that I collect. Once we get to week 4 and we end up in the garage, you're going to see where the problem lies. So that is where I over collect things, because that's where I store all of my home decor. And I'll admit I have bought some home decor, and so it has cluttered up my garage, and I need to sort through all that and declutter it and organize it and clean it and things like that. So that is my sore spot. I think everybody has that one area where they tend to enjoy, whether it's their hobby or if it's just an area where they really like to shop. Like some people have a lot of different bags, some people have a ton of shoes, ton of clothing, ton of makeup. Everybody's different in what they like to collect. And so I don't get a pat on the back just because I don't have a ton of makeup. It's just because I'm not that interested in it. But if I can manage to declutter my decor, then yes, I can have a pat on the back, because that is a little bit harder for me to do because I pretty much like all of it. So here I'm just going to declutter my tiny little makeup organizer here. It's not much, but I will take out a couple of products that I'm not currently using. Let me know in the comments what's one area of your home that tends to build up a little quickly and you have to declutter it really regularly. So it could be like your clothing or your makeup, or it could be home decor like me. Just let me know what you like to collect that tends to need to be decluttered pretty often. So this is what I ended up decluttering. I know it's not too much, but for me it felt really good to get rid of the things that I wasn't using. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off this vanity, and then I'm gonna put it back in my closet, and I'm actually going to mount my vision board on top of this, just kind of like over the mirror part, so that I can look at it every day and be inspired. So here's what my closet looked like after I was all finished, and I'm so happy with it. I think it looks really nice. It looks clean and calm. The most important thing is that even though it doesn't look a ton different from when I started, it is clean. And so I know that, and I know it's hard to see on camera like a huge difference between these before and afters, but it is so much cleaner and fresh in here, and it just really needed it. So I'm very happy with the results, and I'm back to loving using my closet because it just feels nice and clean in here. And hopefully I'll keep up with it and keep up the organizing and the cleaning. I love having my vision board up at the top. It just makes me so happy to look at all the things that I'm working on this year and all of the ways that I want to grow and change and learn. And so that's been awesome as well.
That's the thing I like about you. On the highway, it's our way, Route 66, and we keep on driving. We just do what we wanna do. Yeah. No, nothing's
Now moving on to my husband's closet, we have all the family photo albums at the top of his closet, and it just looks very cluttered and it's just not organized. And then his clothes really aren't so bad. My husband is definitely not a hoarder of clothes. So I will go through them, but I don't think I'm going to find a whole lot that he's not wearing. But I really wanted to get these photos down because I will keep the photo albums up here, but I'm actually going to move these little photo bins into the other room because I have a nice little cabinet that they can all go in that I've reserved for that, and they're going to fit so nicely in there. And yes, I'm spilling everything out of the closet. It was all just like cascading on top of my head the whole time I was trying to work. So I could not catch a break. It was like every time I went in there, more things were falling on my head. So it was definitely overdue, and it's a long time coming to clean the top of this closet. So I'm very, very glad that I was getting into it.
nothing's complicated with you. Hey, playing songs on the radio, sing along to the words that we don't know how. Brings out the problems. Let's just run away. Yeah, I could drive the whole night long. Being with you is like being on the rodeo house. Brings out the problems. I got a little crush on you.
I had spent some time organizing these photos last year, and it's also in a video, but I kind of organized all of these photos that are already printed, and I have these nice little 5x7 organizers that I absolutely love, but they just don't belong in the top of my husband's closet. There's really no room for them, and so I have a cubby out in the dining room with some baskets in it, and I plan on moving all of these items into those baskets. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out in just a second. I'm decluttering them just in case because it has been a few months since I did this little project. So I knew that there was probably a couple things that I could pull out and declutter even further. And now I'm just going to take them into the dining room, put them away in the baskets, and try to make some sense of these photo albums. And then I'm going to clean out his closet before putting them back.
Being with you is like being on the rodeo house. Brings out the problems. I got a little crush on you. Ooh, I got a little crush on you. 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 I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in
And now the photo albums are fitting so much nicer. They're still filling up the whole entire top shelf, but at least we made a little bit of progress by getting the photo bins down. So now I'm going to take out all of his clothes and declutter what I can. I'm going to get everything decluttered and then put back in the closet as nicely as I can, and then we're going to work on the bottom of the closet.
Cause we wanted different things and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy, so tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on your own. Ever since I got a good look in his eyes, I just knew that he was special.
So here again, following along on my checklist, I'm just gonna pull everything out and I'm gonna clean the baseboards, I'm gonna sweep, and I'm going to clean the floors as well. And these shoes, I will go ahead and clean off, as well as the shoe rack, and we'll get everything put back in and get his closet all ready.
Didn't wanna let you go, cause we wanted different things and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy, so tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on.
And here is the black trash bag that I used to declutter all 3 closets today. So Alex's, mine, and Tony's. This is what we decluttered out of those closets. It was so heavy, and I was so glad that somebody else would be able to use the things that we weren't using anymore. I just want to thank you so much for spending time with me today as I deep cleaned and decluttered the closets. I hope you guys are enjoying the challenge. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to visit my description box if you still need a checklist. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful day.